What is up, guys? Welcome to the KC Sports Meme Podcast. This is our first video podcast, so we'll see how it goes. This is Megatron. I'm joined by Tony and Marvin. How are you guys doing?
Doing quite well. How are you?
Doing great. Good week of sports. We've got a great show lined up. We'll talk about the World Series, which as of recording this just ended tonight. We'll talk about 6 of the games from the past week. Then we'll do a Chiefs recap. And we'll look at what to look forward to over the next week, both as an NFL fan, some big news going on there, and also as a Chiefs fan. But before we get into things, as I usually do, I'd like to talk about a company that reached out to us a few months ago, called Phoenix, and they sell supplements, they sell gear, a bunch of stuff for working out. Ever since they reached out to us earlier this year, I've used their products. I'm not drinking their product tonight like I usually am when they're recording. I'll probably drink one later after I go to the gym. I'm actually wearing their hat, though. But yeah, I've never been disappointed with their products or their customer service. But they gave us a code to give to you guys, the fans. If you go to www.fnxfit.com, that's phoenixfit.com, and use promo code FNXKCSM, then you will receive 15% off your purchase. So go check that out. Like I said, great company. Highly recommend them. All right, jumping into the show. World Series ended tonight in 6 games. I think that's what we predicted. 5 to 6 games, I think was pretty much what we thought. Man, that was a good series.
That was a great series, man. Like you said, I think we predicted it to be 5 or 6 games, and I mean it wound up being a great series. It wasn't something that was boring. It was exciting. I was so excited, so pumped, banging my table tonight. And, man, pumped up, man. Dodgers, 4 years, come and get our first win, and since 1988. And, man, struggle at first. First part of the game was a struggle, but, man, we came back. And once this was the thing. Once Snell was taken out, the game was over.
Yeah, I don't know why you would take Snell out of the game like they did at that point. Pitching a great game so far. Going into that.
9 strikeouts, pitched 5 1/3. His pitch count was not bad at all. We see this usually with teams in the World Series is they take out pitchers too soon. We cannot do this. We can't do that. Even when they're playing good, I understand it when you're trying to save them. But no, when you got a pitcher that's on fire, you keep him in as long as you can.
Yeah. And who do you guys think the MVP will be for the World Series? I know that I, in our bold prediction segment last week, said that I thought it was going to be Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts coming in big in the game tonight. So we'll see with that. So I made that prediction. I saw a couple others. I actually saw one tweet that said that they could see it going to the losing team, Randy Arizona, or however you say his name. Wow. Arizarena. Yeah. Wow. I could see it going to him because, I mean, he's been playing insane baseball lately. So who do you guys think will get that?
Betts is probably going to get it.
Yeah, I can see that. What do you think, Tony? Who do you think is going to win MVP?
I think Mookie Betts is going to take the MVP. He's been playing great. You know what's interesting? Snell, in the first part of the game, he struck him out twice. And after that, Betts came out and rallied the team. And man, I think Betts deserves that. The MVP.
Yeah, and I mean he needs it, and the Dodgers need it with how much they paid him. Like he deserves that. So
For sure.
yeah, great game and just great season for baseball. I think they handled it really well with the virus, everything. They had some struggles with some teams, and then obviously Kansas City had struggles with their team, mainly just in the not winning part. Um, but yeah, great season and great end of the season.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Great season. So hopefully next year things will change. But yeah.
yeah. Looking for longer seasons again and just more baseball. Ready to get back to that already. Now switching from baseball to the NFL, looking back at some of the key games over the past week. One of the big games that was so much fun to watch from beginning to end, the Steelers and Titans. That was, like I said, just a great game all the way through. Both went into the game undefeated. Steelers defense played a great game. They did great against Henry. They held him to 75 yards and 1 touchdown. They did a good job of completely shutting him out at the goal line. Well, besides that touchdown, but still leading up to that point, just kept stopping him. They had great pass defense, coming up with good deflections when they needed it. A.J. Brown had a really good game for the Titans, had a touchdown, 153 receiving yards. Roethlisberger had an all right game, but he threw 3 interceptions. One of those being at the very end, within or around 2 minutes left. Titans get the ball, driving it downfield, get in field goal range, looking good, looking to tie the game, and Gostkowski misses the kick. So Steelers win that game 27-24. Man, just a battle all the way to the very end. A great way to see what the last 2 undefeated teams, or 2 of the last undefeated teams, battle it out. But what are you guys' thoughts on the Steelers team? I mean, they're the only undefeated team left. I think they look pretty good. They've got a good defense. They got some good receivers, good running game. What are your guys' thoughts on them?
One of you guys are being staticky. Anyway, my thoughts are I don't think Pittsburgh is as good as people say they are.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, just look at their schedule. It's not near as tough as everyone else is really.
Yeah. I don't know. I think this game kind of showed that they do have more potential than just having a weak schedule. But I understand what you mean, though. Yeah.
I agree with Megatron. I think this game really proved what they are. I mean, they're 6-0. They're the best team in the AFC. They are. Statistic wise, now I know that this is a Chiefs favorite here, but they're better than the Chiefs. They are. They're 6-0. Chiefs are 5-1. Now, if they were to play the Chiefs, they would lose. But statistic wise, they're better than the Chiefs. And we got to look at that. They're 6-0. They're coming off. They're going to go play the Ravens. I think they win this one. I think the Steelers are a hot team. I don't think there's somebody. Yes, you can look at the teams they play, but they just played the Titans. Titans are 5-0, and so yeah.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
of you
That was
guys,
a really good game.
One of you guys are really causing a lot of static. Just to let you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know which one that is. Which one of us that is?
I think it's Tony. Could he still burn up that what happened Sunday?
Oof. We'll get into that. We'll get into that soon. The next game, another really good game, close game. That's what a lot of these games were this week. Really fun to watch was the Browns and Cincinnati game. One stat I have on that before I turn it over is that Mayfield went 0-5 with one interception to start the game. After that, he only had one incompletion, and that was to spike the ball to stop the clock. Mayfield went off in that game. He did not start good, but he came through when he needed to. What are your thoughts on that game, Marvin?
Well, Baker threw 5 touchdowns, right? Yeah. I got the Browns going to the Super Bowl.
What? No, I think you're the one with static because no.
You don't think the Browns are going to the Super Bowl?
No.
You don't? Well, that's just my pick. I mean, the Browns, they lost OBJ for the year, which stinks, but I mean, they went off in Cincinnati, and I think they put the NFL on notice. Let's put it that way.
That's true. I mean, Cincinnati's not really the best team, but yeah, just with what they did, though. Yeah.
Well, I think we're going to see a different Browns team in the next couple of weeks. I mean, I think OBJ's done for the season. So that's going to be a little change. But really, I don't know if it's going to be a big loss. I mean, you still have Kareem Hunt. You still have Jarvis Landry. And, I mean, like that stat that you brought up, Megatron, with the Mayfield going 22 of 22. After throwing those 5 incompletions, that's good to throw 22 complete passes and to not have an incompletion. But that's just stats. But Mayfield played great. I think the Browns. I think they're a good team. I don't think they're Steelers. I don't think they're Titans. But I think they're a good team. I think they're a playoff bound team. I think they 6 or 7 seed. But the team to watch out for, team to watch out for.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, even with OBJ being out, I still think they'll still have a good offense, and I think Mayfield really showed kind of who he is. I think he can be a pretty good quarterback when he needs to be, and he came through in that game. Browns winning that game 37-34. Then the next game that we'll talk about and discuss is also ended 37-34. Another super close game. Cardinals Seahawks. Seahawks, a team that we've been talking about a lot, as an undefeated team. I honestly thought they were going to be the last undefeated team. They looked like the best. Losing to the Cardinals. Did not see that one coming at all. What do you think about that one, Tony?
Man, this was a contested game. I mean, Seattle looked good. I mean, first play of the game was that one-handed catch by Lockett. Lockett played great. 200 yards exactly, 3 touchdowns. All the passing touchdowns from Wilson were to Lockett. But for the first half, Seattle was moving the ball. They looked good. Cardinals failed to get a 4th down inside the red zone after having 4 chances to do it, and yet failed to do so. But then after, then Arizona had that pick in which we all had that play of DK Metcalf running down the field to stop that for the touchdown. That was amazing. Great hustle there to stop the touchdown. And that was the pick. After that drive, Cardinals couldn't score. So that was that drive. But it was a contested game. This wasn't like Seattle was taking the lead the whole game. I mean, they had the lead for a little while. But then at the end of the game, Wilson, he threw picks, three interceptions, in fact, for the whole game. And both quarterbacks were underthrowing receivers, overthrowing receivers. But notice also both quarterbacks were mobile. And actually, both quarterbacks led their team in rushing yards. So we had some mobility there. But Arizona won by that field goal. It was Wilson's fault that really led to the Arizona's win. I mean, Arizona missed that field goal to win. I believe it was in overtime. I think is when they missed the field goal to win. And then of course Russell Wilson comes and throws an interception to blow the game. This was not a game that was blown out by either team. It was a good game, good for Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, that was a really close one. Like I said, it was Wilson's fault there throwing that interception. So,
yep.
Should be interesting to see how the Seahawks bounce back from this game.
And I mean, I don't think it's like, Seattle's terrible now. I think it was just a good divisional matchup. And, we see that with divisional matchups Chiefs, Chargers. We see it with these teams. Eagles, Giants.
Or even Chiefs,
Thursday.
Raiders.
Or Chiefs, Raiders this year, right?
Losing that game.
Divisional matchups, doesn't matter the record. I mean, it's a divisional matchup. And we saw that Sunday night with Seattle and Arizona is those matter. And for one, to get into the playoffs, it matters too to win. So, but Arizona's a good team, and I mean they're 5-2. So, I think we'll expect good things from both teams.
Yeah, for sure.
Would you say that the Seahawks defense is bad?
Sorry?
I've been hearing that argument lately. I said, would you say that the Seahawks defense is bad?
I don't necessarily bad. I don't know. I think Murray played great. So did Hopkins. Hopkins had a great game as well. I think it was just offense for Seattle was a little off on Wilson's part. He had some bad decisions. And I mean, some of them led to, the final play, the final drive led to a loss in the game, and really which they could have won. Or at least led down the field. So
that's what I mean. Perhaps
I think they're just not as good as they used to be. I think is the thing too. It's because we're used to the Seahawks defense that dominated. But that's when Richard Sherman was still on the team. That's legend of boom.
Yeah.
I don't think they're that good. I don't think they're as good as they used to be. But I think they still, have that at least fairly solid defense there. But yeah, it'll be, like I said, it'll be interesting to watch and see how the Seahawks bounce back from this loss and see how they recover.
And I think something we got to watch out too is this division's pretty good. The 49ers are last in the division. They're 4-3. This division is hot. So we, as we go throughout the season, we're halfway through the season, or about to be this coming week, and these teams are going to be contesting for that number one spot. Seattle has it right now, but the Cardinals are the Cardinals are 5-2, whereas Seattle's 5-1. So, we're looking at Seattle. Seattle plays San Francisco. They play Buffalo. They play LA. They play Arizona again. So they got a pretty tough schedule coming up. And so, is Seattle going to take the division 100%, as we can say now? I think it's up in the air.
Yeah,
I still see. Yeah, I still see him taking it though. But yeah. So we'll see where it goes from here. The next game I got down is the Bears-Rams. The Bears, and they were looking good at the beginning of the season. They received another loss I did not pick the Rams to win this game. Foles had some great throws, but he never really had the time to throw. I mean, you look back and the Rams line was just dominant that whole game. They pressured him the whole game. They pretty much stopped it to where they couldn't really run. They executed. The Rams really executed on all levels. They had the running and passing game going. Their defense was on top of it. They got 2 picks. Even their punter. I know that's weird to say. I even saw a post about this. Their punter had 5 punts inside the 20. And I think, if I remember right, it was at least like 2 or 3 inside the 5.
And it might have been, I think it was
insane.
inside the 10 on all those 5.
Yeah, so, like, insane job punting.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think the Eagles played bad as much as they just got outplayed by the Rams. Like, the Rams played a really good game, like, all around. Really good game. Rams win that 24-10, putting both teams at 5-2. So the Bears still not having a bad season. But what are your guys' thoughts on that? I know Foles kind of came in a little unexpectedly, and people have had kind of mixed feelings about him. It seems like they go on to play the Saints and then the Titans next, so kind of tough schedule coming up. What do you think of that Foles-led Bears team?
Go.
Well, again, like you said earlier, Foles came in unexpectedly, right? It was Trubisky coming in to start. No, now it's Foles. I think Foles is still the good man for the job. Again, like you said, they're going to play New Orleans and then Tennessee, so tough schedule for them. But I think Foles is the answer for right now. I think they're a playoff team. They don't win the division. I think Green Bay does, but Foles has always been a solid quarterback, and we've talked about this before in previous episodes. Is he can lead a team, and he's a great quarterback. It's just he's not a Mahomes, he's not Tom Brady, he's not consistent. Maybe we should say. I mean, he's been off and on this season a little bit in the games that he's played. So, is he the answer for the Bears right now? Yeah, for this year. But I think Chicago needs to be looking for somebody else for next year. Now they're still sitting at 5-2. That's really good. But if they want to be better next year, I think they need to be looking for possibly someone else. But who knows?
Well, you guys said that the Bears were the team, and I told you they weren't, and I think this proves it. And I do not think Foles is the guy. Maybe for this year, sure, but in the long run, no.
Yeah.
I think Trubisky is a better pick. Seriously. He need to bench Foles.
I don't think Trubisky's better. Foles has more experience. He's got a Super Bowl under his belt. He got a Super Bowl win with his name. But Foles, like I said, he's inconsistent. He's not, throwing 3-4 touchdowns a game. He just threw 2 interceptions this game. He's doing this game. He might be good this game. I mean, he did a couple of years ago when he was with the Eagles. He tied the most record for touchdowns in the game with 7. So he's inconsistent.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we ever said Bears were the team. I think we did say that they were like good and that they were going to go far, but
no, you said they were the team.
Okay.
I would never lie to you. I would never lie to you.
No comment. No, moving on from that game, one that if you've been listening to the podcast, and as you guys know, I'm not really looking forward to this one. 49ers, Patriots. Man, I really want Cam to do good. I've said that from the beginning. I've said that since I've thought that since Carolina. I've always kind of been a Cam fan since then. And then once he got cut, then I predicted that he'd go to the Patriots. I thought he was going to lead the team more than he did. I didn't think they were going to go undefeated. I didn't think they were going to be the best team, ever. I didn't think it was going to be the perfect, Tom Brady replacement. I still thought he was going to be better than he is. Yeah, that was not a fun game. Marvin, what do you have on that one?
I like watching the Patriots fail. I like watching Cam fail.
Oof.
It's beautiful. I mean, and it makes you mad, so I like that.
Sure, yeah, he did
Well,
terrible.
He might get benched. It's that bad. 3-game
Yeah,
losing streak for the first time since 2002.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Patriots. Here's the thing that I was thinking of when I saw the stats and things, and looking at the Patriots now. I mean, they're 2-4. This is not the Patriots that we've seen in the past 2 decades. And here's the question people can bring up. It's Brady, isn't it? Must not be Belichick. Now again, it's just 6 games, but still, really, they're 2-4. They play the 49ers. 49ers are the 49ers. I mean, so
an injured
49ers
team. I know that they're not like completely, missing everyone, but still an partially injured 49ers team.
For sure. And then, like you said, Cam Newton played terrible. 3 interceptions, didn't even throw over 100 yards. And this is just stats, of course, but also you look at Stidham. They need to get their quarterback situation worked out. Cam Newton's obviously not the answer this year. I mean, at least he's not playing up to what we thought he would. I know Megatron had high hopes. I know he's not playing to your expectations. I'm sure New England fans as well. This is Cam Newton. Cam Newton goes to the Super Bowl 15-1 against the Broncos. Newton was good, but he's not doing well with this. I mean, Stidham. I don't even know what to say about Stidham. But you also look. You got Newton. You got Stidham. You got Brian Hoyer. Honestly, in my opinion, I think you go with Hoyer just for this matchup, this continual matchup. I think you just see what Hoyer can do. You're going to bench Newton. I think you bench Newton for this week. You're 2-4. What else you got to lose?
Everything.
No, that's fair. The rest of the season, maybe, huh? Yeah, Patriots lose that game 33-6. So not even a close game.
Yep.
Yeah, very, very rough game for the Patriots in general. Very rough game for Cam Newton. Very rough game for me that wants Cam to do good. Yeah, so we'll see. I know Cam has seen, how this is going and everything. I know he had posted about it and has talked about it at least, and so he's aware of it, and then so we'll see how it goes from here. It'll be interesting if he gets benched, where his career goes from there too. If he switches teams, if he just decides that he's done. So yeah, we'll see over the next couple of weeks, really. Then the final game is the Buccaneers and Raiders. I did not pick this game right either for the primetime games. I picked Raiders. I know that's, not a very Chiefs fan thing to do, but Raiders have been having a pretty good season this season. I think the same thing with the Chargers. They've had a fairly good game, Marvin, or fairly good season. They beat the Saints. Okay, and I know you don't like that, but they beat the Saints. Before I turn it over to Tony, because I know he'll probably ask the question, we were actually talking about this yesterday or the day before. We've been asking the question. We've been talking about it on the podcast. We posted about it. Is Brady back?
Question.
And when we were talking about it, I got to thinking about it. I know some people were commenting on Facebook. I think Derek was one of them that said, like, has he ever left? And I kind of am leaning more towards that. I think that should have been the original question: is Brady going to be Brady? Because I think it kind of goes back to the quote that Aaron Rodgers had about himself when he said, my worst season is better than most of these other quarterbacks. Brady's playing a great season. He's not playing a Brady, for the Patriots type season. I don't think he's playing like himself. I think his age is kind of getting to him. So I think the question isn't as much is Brady back, because I don't think he ever really went anywhere, but just since he moved teams, I think, he's not playing as good as he usually is, but he's still having a good season, I think. So yeah, Buccaneers win that game pretty big. What do you have on that one, Tony?
Yeah. Buccaneers do win this big by 25. And has Brady is back. No one is going to, or I should say, in the terms that you said, Brady has never left. Tom Brady was getting used to his team. He was getting used to where he was, and now he's back. He is going to go to the playoffs, and he's going to go to the Super Bowl. Now, is he going to win? I don't know. He's going to go to the playoffs. He's going to do great. Now, in this game, Brady was making throws, and let me just say this: he was putting them in there perfectly. He was making. I cannot recall that one touchdown to who he threw it to, but for Gronk, for instance, threw to Gronk. Gronk got his first touchdown. Congrats to Gronk. But honestly, I think this team is coming together. Brady's coming back. They had a okay rushing game. I mean, it was all right. Wasn't the greatest, but passing game, Tom Brady was elite. He was making throws. He was getting them in there. He only had 12 incompletions. And this is against, like you said, Megatron, this is a good Raiders team, an average Raiders team. They beat the Kansas City Chiefs. And the Buccaneers come out, and Brady comes out and plays well.
No. Brady's an old man, and his age is showing a lot. Okay. He had to go sign AB just to help him. He's done.
Yeah, and that's another thing too, right? That addition is going to really help them a lot. I mean, now you look at the wide receiver core: Godwin, Evans, Gronkowski is tight end, Miller, now Antonio Brown. This team is elite, and again, like Camby said before, Brady makes bad players or mediocre players better, and I mean, with good players, what's Brady going to do more? And so I think we're going to see this Buccaneers team. Now, I'll wait till our bold predictions segment, but I can make a bold prediction about Buccaneers in an upcoming game that you're well known of. You know that's coming up, and we'll see how that goes.
If this was 2013, I'd say, yeah, the team is for real. But it's 2020. There's a bunch of old guys. They're terrible.
I'm guessing your bold prediction is that they're going to beat the Chiefs.
Mine?
No.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see when we get to our segment.
So that's it. Okay. We'll see. Definitely looked a lot better this game than they had in the past games. They went from looking like not good at all. Like, we predicted them to do really good. Then went to not looking like that great starting out, then getting better. They're slowly getting there. And so we'll see as the season progresses. We're getting to the halfway point. We'll see how the Buccaneers, continue to grow, or if they continue to keep getting better. Going from those games and jumping right into the Chiefs recap. Great game, fantastic game, one of the best. It was huge, huge game. We found out that not only is Mahomes, we already knew that he was a snow game guy. We also found out that Chad Henne is a snow game guy, getting a rushing touchdown, and then was gifted a snow game guy T-shirt in the locker room. Man, great game for our team. Bell looked great and fit in really good with a running game that was already established there. We already had a really good running game. He fit in great. Defense played great, having Sorensen making huge plays, Matthew making huge plays. The list goes on and on for those guys. Real quick before I turn it over to you guys, as we got some comments last week on when we covered the Broncos game on Drew Lock. Even watching the game, even when I watched Drew Lock, I'd still hold to my comments that I do not think he is a good quarterback on film or on paper. Yes, he does have the ability to put up big numbers. He did great at Mizzou in putting up big numbers. I'm a huge Missouri fan. Loved watching him play until, we needed him to, make a play, and then he didn't. He cannot execute when needed. Like I said, he's been doing that since he played at Missouri. I support the guy. I hope he turns it around, even, with him playing for the Broncos. I still want a, Missouri guy to do good. But he has not shown that he is going to turn it around right now. So, yeah, I still hold to my comments, but it was cool seeing, getting to watch that game and seeing him throwing to his former Missouri teammate. And, yeah, just, like I said, great game all around. What do you guys think?
You need to start Blake Bortles.
That's true.
Right, Tony? Right? Say it.
Blake Bortles needs to sit on the bench, and he needs to watch the master play. I'm just kidding. Drew Lock did not play well Sunday. I don't think he ever plays well in the snow, and honestly, I think he needs some more experience. This is Drew Lock's first year as a starting quarterback, playing week one and moving on. This is his first year. Last year he played a couple games because of Joe Flacco. But I think he just needs more experience. And he's not, when he's getting those games, when he's playing in games, he's just doing terrible. He doesn't play well in the snow. And it was Kansas City. Now, again, as you see my hat here, your beloved Tony 3000 is, he likes the Broncos. But this was a terrible game for Denver fans simply because of the score. It was 43-16. 40. And yet, here's the thing. What Chiefs fans can really be excited about is Mahomes didn't do a lot. He didn't do a lot. And yet, that can and why I say that's good for Chiefs fans is because it's not just Mahomes. It's the whole team that comes together. You look at the defense. Defense stepped up really big on the pick six. Mahomes threw a touchdown pass. That's nothing for him, right? 200 yards. Running game wasn't great. It was okay. It was good, but it wasn't great. So defense step up in this one. The Broncos did not play good in this one. Even at home, even at home field advantage, even with snow and things such as that. I don't think Drew Lock plays good in those conditions.
Yeah, which shows that he's not the quarterback that Denver really needs. I don't think when you have a guy that doesn't play well in the snow, but it's Colorado. Like you're gonna need.
I think
to play
just
good
with
in
more
the snow.
experience, Drew Lock is going to be better.
And then and then like you said, this not being like Mahomes didn't play super great. I think that goes to show that I don't think he's really in the race for MVP. I still think he's the best quarterback out there that can do the most, more than a lot of the quarterbacks that are playing. But I still don't think he's MVP in the sense that, it's most valuable player. When you have Hill, when you have now Bell, when you have Edwards-Helaire, when you have, and then, like we talked about the defense, you have Sorensen, you have Matthew, you have Chris Jones, and the list goes on and on. And they're all making those huge plays. I think, it doesn't just come down to Mahomes. I still don't think it would be the team that we are without Mahomes. But yeah, I think it's hard to put him in that race for MVP when you have so many other players contributing.
I agree with that. I agree with that one bit. It's like Tom Brady, right? Tom Brady, I mean, he had 6 Super Bowl wins. When did he win MVP? I cannot recall the exact number of times, but it wasn't every year. What was he doing every year? He was in the playoffs every single year, and yet that was not MVP. And I think that's the same thing with Mahomes. Mahomes is Tom Brady in the fact of he's going to go to the playoffs every year. You can almost see them Super Bowl bound almost every year. I know this is, third year with Mahomes, second year with Mahomes, but no, it'll be third year. But, MVP does not determine Super Bowl winner. I think it's only happened twice that MVP has won the Super Bowl. I think that's the case. So, one of them being Kurt Warner. But, though the same year. That's what I mean.
Yeah. So, yeah, really, really good game. Really good to see the whole team really step up and play.
Yep.
Going from past week, jumping toward the next week, let's go through what to look forward to for the next week. First of all, as an NFL fan, we were doing the segment where we went through the undefeated teams, and that, dropped really fast to where it's undefeated team now. Steelers. They're playing the Ravens, playing same time as the Chiefs at 12. Do the Steelers beat the Ravens? Do the Steelers stay undefeated? They are playing in Baltimore. I know there's not as much home field advantage with the crowd anymore, but I still feel like in some stadiums there is still that home field advantage. I don't know if Baltimore is really one of those, but what do you guys think?
Nope, Steelers are going to lose. Ravens are the better team. They're going to expose them. Just watch.
I think this is going to be a good game. Steelers win, though. I will disagree with you, Marvin, on this one. Steelers, I think, are the better team. I think they proved that on Sunday when they played Tennessee. Ravens are not. You have expectations maybe of the team, and I don't know. Ravens are not that team for me. I think the Steelers are on a roll, and I'm going to make this, and I want to be careful with how I say this, but I want everyone to notice that the Steelers are the best team in the NFL, statistic-wise. After 6 games, all the teams that have played 6 games, the Steelers are the best team statistically, and they will be until they lose. So, yes, you can determine records, but the Steelers are 6-0. They have not lost. They're perfect. And so I think they're going to continue to be perfect until they lose. I don't think they lose to the Ravens. Steelers are legit. Now, if they played certain teams, would they lose? Yes, they would. I'm not saying that they're unbeatable. I'm just saying right now, the Steelers are the best team in the NFL.
Yeah. It's going to be a tough one. I want to pick Ravens, but I think Steelers can do it. They did it. They did it on Sunday. So we'll see. I know you strongly disagree, Marvin, but but I think I still think Steelers will end up pulling it out. I think it'll be a close one. I think it'll be another close one for them.
Yeah.
But I think they've got the offense and defense. I really saw a lot in their defense to prove to me that I think they could. Like they've got a really good defense there. I think they can stand up against the Ravens and they've got some good guys on their offense and fast guys that I think, like I said, I think it'll be a close game. I think Steelers will end up finding a way to win that though. And then moving on from that to the winless team, the Jets. Now the Jets. That was a surprising game. Almost beat the Bills. It looked like it. It was still a close game even at the end. What was the final score on that?
18-10, yeah.
18-10. So yeah, close game. Did not see that coming. So will they get a win this week? They're playing the Chiefs. Will they get a win this week? Will they get their first win?
Yeah, I think they will. I think we'll throw 6 touchdowns, and Gore will rush for 4. And they'll bench Mahomes. They'll bench Mahomes because he can't do it.
Yeah.
Realistic.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's unrealistic. I agree with Marvin. No. Jets will get another loss. Now, I'm going to make a bold prediction. I'm going to make a pre-bold prediction here. The Chiefs lose if they go into the game thinking we have it and we don't have to try. And I don't know if you all agree with me on this, but if they go into the game thinking we got this, no, they will lose. Doesn't matter who it is.
I think that's...
Jets are trash. Jets are terrible. But they could lose if they go into the game.
That's what happened
to against the Raiders.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think that's what happened with the Raiders game, and so I don't think it will happen this game because of the Raiders game where they realized that, guys, we can't just mess around. Like, we can't just, go into the game like that. We've got to go out, firing. I think you saw that in the Broncos game even. Like, we didn't just let off the gas. We, kept scoring all the way to the end. So yeah. We'll see how it goes. We'll do score predictions for that in just a second. But yeah, I'm also, predicting the Chiefs to win and the Jets to still lose. We talked last week on whether they would get a win this season. I said no at first. After the Bills game, I see them going 1. But they get 1 win. I don't know who it's going to be against, but I do see them getting 1. I don't know. Does it change any for you guys?
No, they're still going 0-16. No, 0-16.
Yeah.
I see them winning 1. And let me tell you who it is. Megatron, you're going to be mad at me for this. They win against the Patriots. They go in, they beat New England, and they get their number 1. They get 1 win. They go beat Bill. They go beat Bill Belichick. And they beat New England at least once.
I hate it because I see it.
I see it too.
Yeah.
I'm changing my vote. 115.
No, I think they do win 1, honestly. They get 1 in there. It's like the Browns. I was wishing, 0-16, and then they just get 1 win somewhere. So they play good 1 game. I think this is the Jets. They're going to come out. Flacco's going to throw 5 touchdowns, 400 yards. Going to come out with this amazing stat, 25 of 26. So yeah, I think the Jets get 1.
Flacco was benched, right?
Sorry?
Flacco was benched.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that. Wow. So yeah, we'll see as their season goes on. Yeah. Also, I wanted to add in, again, looking forward to the next week as an NFL fan. Won't spend very long on it, but looking at the NFL news, a couple of receivers were signed. Bryant was signed with the Ravens. And as we talked about earlier, Antonio Brown signs with Tampa. What do you guys – the one I want to focus on is Antonio Brown because he's been, I think, the one with the most controversy. It seems like in and out of the league. maybe besides Kaepernick, really, like on where he's going to go or if he's going to get signed or different stuff like that. Like Antonio Brown seems like he's always all over the place and really following Tom Brady, it seems like. Two questions. What does this mean for the Bucs, and what does this mean for Antonio Brown?
It doesn't change anything.
Yeah.
Well, firstly, what does it mean for the Buccaneers? He's got more targets. I mentioned that earlier. Brady, you get good guys for Brady. I mean, Brady can make anybody good, and we've seen that with New England. There's not really a lot of big names from there. But you add bigger names to that, like you said. I think Brown loves to follow Tom Brady. Who wouldn't want to follow Tom Brady? I mean, so I think this is just another addition that's going to make Brady look better. What does it mean for Antonio Brown? A restart. Maybe continue his career. He was the best receiver for the Steelers at the time they played. Cover of Madden 19.
Yeah.
But no, right? No, he wasn't. No, it was Juju Smith.
No, he was on at what, 18 or 19?
I think it was 18. It was 18.
Okay. 18 was Brady. 18 was Brady.
Okay, then it was 19 then.
I don't know.
Antonio Brown was recently.
It was 19. Okay. So I mean, maybe this is another restart for Antonio Brown. I mean, you're playing with the best quarterback to ever play the game. Yeah. If he doesn't get hurt. If he doesn't get hurt, and if he can get some targets, he'll be good, fairly good.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes. Now, as a Chiefs fan, what to look forward to over next week? What more is there to look forward to than playing the worst team in football right now? As we already talked about, Jets probably not going to get a win this season. Maybe one, probably one without they played against the Bills. Not going to be this game, I don't think. I'll go ahead and give my score prediction. I think it's going to be 42-6. I think it's going to be a complete blowout, worse than the Broncos. We might even score more because I do not see this game, being very close at all. I mean, they made it close with the Bills. I think the Bills have kind of been inconsistent.
Well, they've fallen since the loss to the Titans.
Yeah. So I think that kind of came through there. But after how we bounced back to the loss to the Raiders, I think we're kind of done with messing around, and we're going to play, and we're going to win, and we're going to dominate every game that we can as much as we can. I don't know, what are your guys' thoughts on this game and score predictions?
Chiefs are going to beat the Jets 52-3.
Wow.
That's realistic.
I'm going to agree with you all. That's going to be a high-scoring game. I'm going to say 42-7.
I like it. Give the Jets a touchdown.
Let me say this. Here's where the 7 points from the Jets come. It's 35. It's 35-0. Chad Henne is in. You got some backups on defense. Sam Darnold throws a 10-yard touchdown pass for the win, and then Henne gets his own touchdown. 42-7.
Does how do you think Bell does? Playing against his old team.
I think he does fairly good.
Yeah, I hope he just
average
dominates.
Yeah,
like I said, old team, kind of just like, well, now I'm on a better team. Like, so.
I say he rushed for over 200 yards and 2 touchdowns.
I could see it with how he played on Sunday. We'll see though with how he's still kind of in that backup role a little bit with Edwards-Helaire, but I think it's going to be that dual running back. I mean, we've already been kind of running that with with Williams and different ones like that. Like we've kind of been running that, but that's what the NFL seems to be going to, is a dual running back, like having two really good running backs. Besides teams like the Titans don't really do that as much since they have Henry, but still, I'm looking forward to seeing how that all plays out for us with that running game and everything. Then looking to the primetime games and the scores, I was wrong on 2 of the 3 games last week. I started off predicting pretty good. Then, it just went downhill because I keep trying to, root for the underdogs. But we'll see this week. First of all, Thursday night, Atlanta versus Panthers. Who you guys got winning, and what is the score going to be?
Panthers win 31-14.
I think Atlanta wins this one. Falcons, they lost the last week's game, but I think they win this one. Matt Ryan's been playing pretty better, and I do think they win this one. I think they win 28-21.
I could see Falcons winning it. I think they've got a good team there. Haven't had a good season. I could see them winning, but I'm still picking Panthers. I think it's going to be a close game, though. I'm picking 24-20. I could see it going either way, but I still think Panthers are the better team. At least playing better, like ultimately playing better, since Atlanta's not getting those wins. They're not getting the finishing out the game well. Then Sunday night's game, Cowboys versus Eagles. Cowboys just really, really disappointing. Really, really sad season, honestly. I'm not a very big Cowboys fan, but with the team that they've been trying to put together lately, I was hoping they would have a good season. Not having a good season. Eagles really not having a good season either, but what do you guys think about this one?
Eagles are probably going to win, sadly.
Yeah, I think that too. I think Philadelphia wins 14-10. This division's terrible too. You think about it. I saw a stat. If the playoffs ended today, Philadelphia would go to the playoffs at 2-4-1, and the 49ers at 4-3 would miss the playoffs.
That's terrible.
Terrible. And I want to see this. This is what I want to see. I want to see, just my opinion, I want to see a losing team from the NFC East go to the playoffs. I want to see the divisional leader have a losing season.
It's happened before.
Yeah, Panthers.
What's your score on this one, Marvin?
Eagles win 21-10.
I also have 10. We all had 10 on that one for Cowboys. I got 17-10. Yeah, I think it'll be low scoring, kind of close.
Yeah.
Neither team being that good. So yeah, we'll see how that one goes. I think it should be a good game. Because, like I said, they're both not very good. So we'll see. And then one that I don't think will be very close is the Bucs-Giants. Daniel Jones really showing up in the last game. That was an insane run. I know people made fun of him for not, making it all the way, but you look at his speed, and it was, what was it, faster, or was it longer than any quarterback since 2002 or something like that?
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly what that stat was on it, but his speed was 21 something miles per hour. So ran pretty good. Yeah, I still don't think this game will be close. What do you guys What do you guys think about this one?
It's another high-scoring game. I got Buccaneers winning 45-7.
High scoring, yeah, good job. No, I think the Buccaneers win easily here. Again, if they go in like the Chiefs would to the Jets and think we got this because Giants are 1-6. But I think from last week showing what the Buccaneers have got, I think they'll take this game 35-17.
Yeah, no, I have this one pretty close to that one. Bucks getting 38-13. So, yeah, I think, like I said, I think Bucks have been shown to be getting better and better as the season goes on, and that's the Giants. So, I don't think there's much to worry about for the Bucks there. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this next week of
Week
football.
number 8, half of the season.
Now that no more baseball, no more basketball, no more hockey, just football. Well, and soccer.
Football and golf.
Yeah. So we'll see. Like I said, I'm really looking forward to it. So to wrap up, coming up in KC area sports over the next week, Missouri beat Kentucky. They're now 2-2, looking really good right now. I'm really looking forward to as the season goes on. They go to play Florida at Florida this Saturday. Sporting KC winning some of their games, being at the top of the Western Conference now, looking really good. They play Wednesday versus Cincinnati at 6:30, and Saturday versus Minnesota at 6:30. And then, of course, Chiefs playing the Jets at Arrowhead at noon on Sunday. Really looking forward to that game. Really looking forward to talking about all of this next week on the podcast. Thank you, Marvin and Tony, for your comments, and thank you to the fans for supporting. Thank you for the constructive criticisms that that we get. You can now listen to us on YouTube, Facebook, and now Spotify, all the streaming apps for podcasts, and now trying out video. And so, just bear with us. We're getting there. We're trying to improve, and we'll see how it goes from there. So, this has been another KC Sports Memes podcast.